couldn't sleep. When you had a house fire, was he helping you dig out of that, or did he race off to his pretend job?
Is he ready to face the truth?
I didn't know how I was going to come clean.
You are lying to me right now. Either tell me the truth or shut up.
Let's do it. Why don't we stop all the drama, stop all the fighting, and let's go get you better.
Here we go. Have a good show, everybody.
If I can help get this family back on track, are you willing to do that?
Pretty free. Take.
This is going to be a changing day in your life.
Hi, this is Mike and Kim. They seem like a happy couple. Mike looks like a nice guy. He served in the military, coached Little League, and was on the school board. So most would believe him when he says he worked for Major League Baseball teams like the Cubs, Texas Rangers, and even the Chicago White Sox. But did he? Well, nope, he didn't. It was all a big lie. He was actually spending his days sleeping in the car. And what is even more perplexing, his wife of 16 years says she had no clue.
I have lied to my wife so much I can't remember what I lied about.
He's been pretending to go to work for the past 5 years.
I was playing solitaire. After leaving the Air Force, I did feel pressure to land a great job.
The first job Mike lied about was the government contracting job in Germany. Mike had me quit my job of about 18 years and had me get a passport. We were supposed to move to Germany. And it was all a lie. After the contracting job, then he supposedly got a job with the Chicago Cubs.
I did get a job with a subsidiary of the Chicago Cubs, and I did inflate my resume. Got let go for gross incompetence and not knowing my job. Cubs care job is really the only job I ever had. All the jobs after that were a complete lie. They were made up.
He said that he was hired by Bud Selig of Major League Baseball.
When paychecks were supposed to be coming in and they weren't coming in, that's when I would pretty much say, hey, you know what, I've been let go.
Then he told me he was working for the Texas Rangers.
I told Kim that my job was mostly telecommuting and then I was able to work from our basement office.
When he was supposedly going to work, I guess he was in his car hanging out.
When I told Kim that I had to be out of town, I would have a pillow, I'd have a cooler, and I would I'd unroll the sleeping bag, sleep back here. It was trying to remember what I said.
Swear I won't forget this, why do I regret this? In my mind reckless, thoughts are feeling endless. Sitting up, I'm breathless, anxiety's infectious. I feel so defenseless, betrayed and embarrassed. I hate being open, I hate being broken. I feel like an ocean filled up with emotion. Anger ain't a potion, rub it on like lotion. I can feel it soaking, reopen, the scars have awoken. I can't move on till I let go. I feel so lost, never at home. Need to be strong, every breath hold. Cause I can't move on till I let go. I can't move on till I let go. I feel so lost, never at home. Need to be strong, every breath hold. Cause I can't move on till I let go.
said, trying to figure out where I'm going next. It was horrible.
His lies were completely deliberate and destructive.
I don't know why Kim didn't catch on sooner. I'm really surprised it lasted as long as it did.
Okay, even though Mike spun a web of lies, Kim says, well, she says she just did not catch on.
When Mike started lying about his jobs was right around the time that I lost our son, Jack, at 20 weeks.
Kim went into a deep depression.
I spent 2 years crying every night. That's when I needed him the most. And I thought I could count on him to take care of things.
I don't want to say it was easy, to do what I did, but, because she was so detached, and I took advantage and I started lying. After the tragedy of our miscarriage, we had a house fire approximately 3 months afterwards.
And then approximately a year and a half almost, we had another house fire. I was so busy dealing with tragedy after tragedy. Why should I have to worry about his job? I never had to check up on his jobs before.
It was easy to pull the wool over Kim's eyes. I shouldn't have, but I did, and I just kept lying.
Okay, I don't really know where to start. I kind of want to ask you why you were telling all these lies, but I don't really care. It doesn't really matter. Does it matter to you?
Yeah, because I just don't understand.
But, why do you care? Does it really matter? Is that just going to change your victim story? Seriously, what does it matter? Is it going to change what you say to yourself about it? Or is it going to make it, is there anything he can say that makes it okay?
No.
So why does it really matter? Do we really want to spend time talking about why he did it?
No.
Listen, I'm very pragmatic, okay? So I'm just really wondering, do you really want to know why? If you do, we can ask him, and I'm sure he'll have some...
He'll lie about it.
No, he'll have some explanation, genuine or not. He'll have some explanation for it. Do you really want to know why? I'll ask him.
No.
Are you past that? Do you want to say why?
I wish I could say I knew why.
No, hold on. Listen, before you start, I got a meter that is so sensitive. I do. Listen, I got a meter that, it is so sensitive. You just breathe on it. It pegs.
Yeah.
And I just think that I deal with con men day in and day out. I have written a book about this called Life Code. New Rules for Winning in the Real World. I wrote a whole book about you. Okay. Seriously, and about you, what you got to do to win, and everybody else in this real world. And part of it is spotting people like this that exploit other people. They have no empathy. They have no remorse. They have no guilt. They're self-destructive. They thrive on drama. They just don't care. They just jerk other people around. And then it deals with what you have to do, whether you encounter them or whether you don't, what you have to do to win in your life for you and those you love. It's a life code. And I've written a whole book about this. So, I'm sensitized to you. So if you're going to talk to me, you need to really think about what you say first, or this could be a really short conversation.
Absolutely.
So think about what you say before you say it.
It's not that I don't care for her. It's not that I don't love her, okay? When I started lying, I don't know. It's like it just came out naturally. It just happened.
I don't believe you. That is
Look,
not natural. That is a crock. You got her to quit her job and told her you were moving to Germany.
I did.
Don't tell me that's natural. That's not natural. You're lying to me right now. Maybe you're lying to yourself. Either tell me the truth or shut up.
And lying to our son.
Come on. Listen, this is a threshold moment in your life. You have finally met somebody that is going to require you to tell yourself the truth, tell me the truth, and tell her the truth. Now, you can go talk to a therapist and they'll say, okay, how does that make you feel? Mm-hmm. And how does that make you feel? Uh-huh. Come back next week and tell me how that makes you feel. Gotcha. Or you can just meet some old country boy from Texas that's going to just tell you that's a load of crap. That's a load of crap. You did not just one day open your mouth and just, we're moving to Germany, quit your job. Now, come on. What the hell is going on?
I think when I started lying and continued to lie, I don't know if I didn't think I actually was capable, worthy of what she thought I could be, what she thinks I can be. Kim is my #1 cheerleader. She always has been. She has always been there for me. I don't know if I was my own cheerleader. Did I abuse everything? Absolutely. Did I lie? In the worst way. I don't know, maybe I just wanted things to look better. I don't know.
Somebody doesn't just start lying like that, right? I mean, he's had to have lied his whole life. You don't just start that.
Have you come clean with her now?
Yes, sir.
About everything?
I believe so,
No.
yeah.
Huh?
I said I believe so, yeah.
Okay, so there's nothing outstanding right now. You've told her everything.
No.
There's 5 years worth of lying in there. I'm sure there's something in there that hasn't come to light.
Well, I'm talking about major things. I'm not talking about whether you went to the store and actually you didn't.
Major things, yes.
You've come clean on everything.
Yes, sir.
You've told her everything. Do you have a college degree? That's not an essay question. I want to take a look at the lies that Mike has told Kim about his work when, in fact, he never had a single job. Okay, March 09, you said you got a job with KBR, Global Engineering, it's a contracting firm
Yes.
in Germany, right?
Well, they're out of Houston, Texas.
Yeah, well, you were moving to Germany.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and you had a job, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. And he wanted you to quit that job.
I had to quit to move overseas, yes.
Right, and did you?
Yes.
Okay, so you had a paying job that was bringing in money,
Yep.
supporting the family,
Yes.
and you didn't have a job.
No, sir, I did not.
Okay, so you had her quit the only job the family had to prepare to move to a job you didn't have.
Fictitious job, yes.
Okay, now tell me again how this was all because she was your cheerleader. You wanted her to believe in you, so you're going to inflate yourself to the point that you have her quit the only job the family has in support of a job you didn't have, right?
Yes. That's true.
Okay, so you're so egomaniacal that you want her supporting your fictitious job at the expense of the only job your family had.
That is correct.
Okay.
I know, that's...
February 10, you said you got a job with the Chicago Cubs.
Yes, sir.
Did not.
No, sir.
March 10, no paycheck from the Cubs because there was a mix-up at work.
Correct.
All right, May 10, you got 2 promotions with the Cubs.
Fictitious.
No job, so you can't get a promotion.
Correct.
So you got promotions at a job you didn't have. July 10, fired from the Cubs. But after some time unemployed, you do get a job in November 10 with Major League Baseball in New York.
Fictitious.
Didn't
yes.
exist.
Correct.
Okay. December 10, you're fired from Major League Baseball office because you had a conflict with Bud Selig.
Correct. Fictitious.
The
but
commissioner of
correct.
baseball, you and him had a conflict.
Yes, fictitious, but correct.
Right.
That's what I said.
Yeah, because you couldn't get along with the commissioner of baseball.
Not what you told me, but it doesn't matter.
February 11, you got a job with the Texas Rangers.
Fictitious. but
Fictitious.
that's-
Okay. August 11th, you're fired from your fictitious job with the Rangers.
Correct.
In August 11th, you're hired again by the Rangers. Apparently resolved your fictitious differences with your fictitious job, and you go back to work with the Rangers. So December 11, Kim prepares the family to move to Texas for the job that you had with the Rangers, and then right before the move, you say, oh, we're
I
fired.
lost my job, correct.
Because you can't go down there because you don't have a job.
I don't have a job.
But in February of last year, last minute, you got a job with the White Sox.
That is correct.
Fictitious.
Fictitious.
So no job.
Correct.
Okay, now those weren't the only lies he was telling you though, right?
No, yeah.
His other lies, you said you got a 6-figure settlement from your lawsuit against the Cubs.
And that was fictitious.
But you didn't have a lawsuit with the
had
Cubs
no money
because
to
you didn't
have
have
a
a job with the Cubs, so you had no settlement from the Cubs. You said you got a VA grant, but you never received a grant.
Correct.
You said you had an offer on $1 million house, but you lost the deal years ago.
Yes.
IRS froze your bank account, and you had no bank account,
Correct.
so they had nothing to freeze. The house had been in foreclosure for 1.5 years,
That is correct.
but you never told Kim that.
That is correct.
Okay. You've told her everything. Do you have a college degree? That's not an essay question.
No.
You don't have a college degree,
No, sir.
but you've told her you have a college degree.
I have.
He's got no college degree.
I figured.
He hadn't told you that till
No,
today.
right.
So that's,
I kept asking him.
yeah,
Because
you just told me
after-
you've told her everything, but until right this moment, you've never told her you didn't have a college degree.
That is correct.
Why did 5 minutes ago you said, yes, I've told her everything? I said, everything major. Not did you go to the store or not, everything major. You said, yes, everything major, except there's one. You didn't tell her you didn't have a college degree.
I don't know. It's.
Were you just going to
It's
leave
very
that one out?
I guess so. I mean, this is very hard for me to come forward right now. It's
Well, you
it's
picked a hell of a
liberating.
place to not come forward. Are you like
Stupid.
Miss Gullible?
I didn't think I was. I thought I was, a good judge of character. I thought I could spot liars. And so,
I get the feeling I'm more upset about this than you are.
no, I'm very upset about it. I can't even wrap my head around the fact that 17 years of my life was a lie. I mean, I don't know how I could be so wrong about somebody. I don't know how that's possible.
What do you think when you look at him?
I don't even know him.
This is the man that you walked down the aisle with. This is the man you've crawled in bed with. This is the man you had children with. This is the man you planned your future with. And everything he has told you for all of these years, he would tell you, I'm going to work. He would get in the back of the van and sleep. He'd say, I'm going to New York. He'd go to Chicago and sit on a bench.
Yeah, I mean, everybody thought we had a great marriage. I thought we had a great marriage. And I was in love with him. We renewed our vows every year. So I don't know how that's possible that I can't see. I've been beating myself up about it. I'm really hard on myself as it is. And I don't know how I could not see this. I mean, it feels stupid. It's how somebody could say they love you and lie to you like that. And our son, who's like the best kid, you don't deserve him.
I don't.
What's he think about this?
Well, he said that he thinks of him as an empty shell. And I just talked to him Sunday, and he said, I asked him what he thought of his father, and he said he doesn't think of him as his father anymore. He thinks of him as just this guy. He thought he had the best father in the world, and it's completely different. He's having a hard time with it.
Did you ever see a paycheck? Did you ever ask to see a paycheck?
No?
She did
It's
ask
just-
to see paychecks.
I don't remember that, but
I just danced my way around it.
Did you ever notice there wasn't any money?
well, I wasn't working, so I wasn't going to the bank that much. I was really, I don't really spend a lot of money. I don't go out. Everything's pretty much online.
Did you ever look
like
in the
the bills.
sock and it was empty?
No, I completely trusted him, and everything's done online, and, our banking and our bills, and, I saw him paying bills sometimes online, and I wasn't getting any notices. I didn't get any phone calls on past due. I think he changed the numbers on things because I didn't get any phone calls on my credit cards.
How did you think this was going to end?
I knew it was going to end horribly. I just didn't know when it was going to end. I didn't know how I was going to come clean on it. I didn't know.
Well, you didn't come clean. When
I
she started
never
asking, you lied some more, right?
I did. I just kept adding on to it. I just kept piling it on. I would come up with elaborate stories. So
what do you want to do now?
I want to be clean. I want her. I want my wife. I want Kim to be in love with the same person that she met 17 years ago.
That person doesn't exist. I was in love with something that didn't exist. He's not that person, right? You're not that person. We'll never be together again.
Well, let's take a break here. When we come back, we're going to talk about how Kim can stop being victimized and start being victim-wise. Be right back.
After all the lies came out and we were going through our bills, Kim got so frustrated with me, he choked me.
I did choke him because I wanted to punch him, but he's got an 18-inch neck, so I knew I wouldn't hurt him.
I did deserve it. I deserve more.
Mike told very elaborate lies. He kept his phone on vibrate all the time, and he would answer the phone and have complete conversations that sounded real. He had made up stories of friends that he didn't have, had some guy die. Mike was a phenomenal liar.
Well, that was about how far Mike would go to cover up his lies, but he says he could not stop, and his surprise Kim didn't catch on sooner.
The entire time my husband was working in the basement in his office, I thought things were weird. Working from home as much as he did, he would answer the cell phone, but it never was on. It never rang. My sister doubted him and called Major League Baseball, and they were told that no, Mike worked there. In retrospect, I think there were warning signs.
Okay, I want to talk to you guys kind of individually. Kim was deceived by her husband, Mike, for years. And it is time for her to stop allowing him to exploit her. Now, I'm going to tell her how, and I've written it all down in my new book called Life Code, The New Rules for Winning in the Real World. So I'm going to tell Kim how to finally win big in her life and stop being victimized and start being victim-wise. And there is a big difference between being victimized and being victim-wise. And I'm going to tell you what I think you need to do. And then I'm going to tell you what I think you need to do.
Yes, sir.
And you're going to be surprised that I have more belief in you than you probably have in yourself. And I'm going to tell you why I do.
I'm surprised by that.
In a minute. Okay, listen. I don't know what's going to happen between you two. I don't. That's going to be a decision that you have to make. But let me tell you, when I kind of wrote Life Code in two parts, and It was interesting. I wrote Life Code with my son, Jay. He kind of worked on this book with me because he has a publishing company called Bird Street Books, and he actually published this book. And I wrote it because my kids were born into a very different world than I was born into. This world is changing, and the challenges are changing. And if you want to be a winner in your life, if you want to land on your feet after all this, there are certain things you have to do, and you're going to have to lead your son through this. I mean, this has shaken him to the core, has it not? Mm-hmm. And so he's now looking at you saying, Mom, what's up here? And see, I think you made a fundamental error that all of us were taught. And one of them is that we give people the benefit of the doubt, right? I mean, that's the thing you do. You look for the good in people and you give people the benefit of the doubt. I think that is a big mistake, particularly in this day and time. Why do that? Why give people the benefit of the doubt? Because it sounds like the right thing to do? That to me is crazy. I don't think it was ever right, but it's certainly crazy now in this day and time. Why give people benefit of the doubt? Why not say, let's just keep an open mind and collect data? I talk in Life Code about the Sweet 16. There are 16 things that every winner I've ever studied in my life, and I've been studying them since I was 12 years old, there are 16 things those people do. And one of them is they are always in investigatory mode. You were not in investigatory mode. Come on. You tell me you, looking back, you didn't see warning signs? Come on. You didn't see warning signs looking back?
I always was that kind of person, I felt like. And then, after the tragedy started happening, I just checked out. I mean, for the last few years, I've been saying to myself that I don't recognize myself anymore.
You couldn't take off work from your pretend job? You couldn't get a pretend leave of absence to deal with your not pretend fire? What do you think the frequency is of house fires in America?
A lot. It's a lot.
No, it's not.
No.
How many families in America you think have 2 house fires?
Well, I know, yeah. And in a year and a half.
Yeah. And you now believe he set at least one of them, don't you?
I question it, yeah.
You question whether or not he set the second house fire.
Mm-hmm.
Did you?
No, sir, I did not. I adamantly will tell you I did not set that house fire.
Well, I don't know whether you believe him or not, but you had 2 house fires in a year and a half. That is really bad odds, okay?
Well,
you had warning
signs. At that second fire, and the firemen made me feel better about it.
Yeah, and when you had the second house fire, was he really diving in there and helping you dig out of that, or did he have to race off to his pretend job?
He was, off in his pretend job while me and his brother and I were.
That was the first one.
You had to race off to your pretend job. You
did.
couldn't take off work?
I wasn't there. I know. I wasn't there. I wasn't supported.
See, this just doesn't add up. You couldn't take off work from your pretend job? You couldn't get a pretend leave of absence to deal with your not pretend fire? See, come on. Look, you have to understand. You, looking back, there are things I'm wanting you to do differently. You have to be, you can't give people the benefit of the doubt. You have to constantly be in investigatory mode. Winners deal with the truth. Winners deal with the truth. You can't be in denial. You can't have functional blindness. You can't look the other way. That's how you become victim-wise instead of victimized. You deal with the truth. It's not time to curl up in emotional fetal position. Don't show that to your son. Don't curl up and say, oh, we've been destroyed by this man. We have to get over here and curl up and treat the world as though it's a hurtful place. No, you step up and you deal with the truth. Become stronger from this. Get with your son and you say, look, we have each other here. We have each other. You have to have a defined image. Winners have a defined image. They decide who they are. And you're going to decide that you're either going to be a broken, betrayed victim who has lost all confidence because you didn't see what was happening to you, or you are going to say, as expensive as it was, this was tuition. I paid for an education here, and my image is I am a stronger woman for it. I will lead myself. I will lead my son. I will not be broken by this. I will stand strong, and I will walk out of my history. Go to school on this. Be stronger for this. Don't be broken by this. Be stronger by this.
I just feel like I've tried to get help along the way, and it just hasn't worked out, and it just feels like it's piling on more and more. And,
what do you hear me telling you?
I know, it's hard. I'm hard on myself. I feel like stupid. I feel like, I'm going to be judged, and I'm an idiot, and I didn't see this. And I feel bad I did that to my son, really. I mean, I'm responsible for him.
And you can have that internal dialogue, or you can do what I'm saying. You can do what you're saying and be a victim, or you can do what I'm saying and be a leader.
Well, I want to. It's very hard. I'm trying. I want to.
But you can do it. You can do it. You've got to decide, I'm either going to be a victim that's broken by this, or I am going to stand strong and I'm going to say, boy, did I go to school on this. I have learned my lesson. Never again will I bury my head in the sand. Never again will I not be in investigatory mode. Never again will I allow someone to lead me blindly down the path. Never again will that happen. This was expensive, but boy, did I get an education. I got a PhD. I got a black belt in life right here, and I am going to use it going forward.
Well, it's just, it's like, where do you start? Because it's like,
are you kidding me? Am I not? Is this not on? What the hell were you thinking? Well, would you rather me wait 6 months and then talk to you? Because you can.
No.
Because you can feel sorry for yourself for 6 months.
No, I don't want to feel sorry.
No, you can. You can feel sorry for yourself for 6 months.
I don't want to feel sorry for myself. I really don't.
Because you deserve to, honestly. You can go curl up for 6 months, but I'd rather not. I'd rather you just decide, you know what? By God, I've had enough. I'm walking out of my history. My son and I are going to be better for this. That's what I want you to do. And you know what? I'll get you some help with that. I will get you and your son some help with this so you can implement everything that I'm telling you. I will give you each a copy of Life Code. I will give it to you in an audio book. I will give it to you in an e-book. I will give it to you in a hardback book. I will get you a therapist to read it to you every day. I will do whatever is necessary, but I want you to be better. And I will get you help with this. Will you take that help?
Yes.
I will get you that help. Because you can be better from this. You are better than that. I don't want you to be the victim here. Okay?
Okay.
And I know, listen, I get that it's hard, but you can do this. And I don't know what you're going to do with him.
Well, we're done, but he's always my son's father, so.
And I know y'all are separated.
I don't know how to
I know y'all are separated.
I don't know how to deal with my son's relationship with him.
Well, I'm going to talk to him about that right now, okay? And you may support what I'm going to tell him, and you may not, but that's between he and I. But I've told you what I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to get some help with that. But I do want you to read Life Code.
I will.
And I'm going to give it to you in audio book, too, so you can listen to it when you're in your car, and when you go sleep at night, and you play it when you listen to it. It's very inspirational.
Okay.
You're going to hear me in your head. What the hell were you thinking?
I wasn't.
Yeah, you really weren't.
No, I wasn't.
Listen, Let me tell you what happened here, and I'm going to tell you why I'm really going to help you here. You got into this, and you told one lie, in my opinion, because you were ashamed to tell the truth. You were ashamed to go admit, I can't get a job. And you were proud, and you were ashamed to say that. And then one lie turned into two, and two turned into three, and then at that point it's like, hell, I can't go tell her now I've been lying. And then pretty soon, you're like a rat in a maze and you can't find your way out. And then you kind of become a slave to the lies. And you keep thinking, I will get a job for real, and then it'll never come out. And then
That's what I was hoping.
I can just cover it up, and then it'll just go away. But that never came. I get it. Stupid, but I get it. And it just got away from you. You made some really bad choices, and I don't know that you can ever repair this with her. You must repair it with your son.
Absolutely.
And if your son is listening to this, I hope he hears me when I tell him that he owes it to you and to himself to forgive his dad and try to work through this. I would love to be able to shake my head and walk away from this, but I've got a real soft spot in my heart for the men and women in this country that put on that military uniform and go stand in harm's way for me and my family and everybody else. And that is one thing that I have verified that you did in fact do and do with honor.
Yes, sir.
And for that reason, if no other, I am prepared to really step up and help you find your way back, because I do thank you for your military service and everything you did for this country, because you did so, and you did so with honor. And I thank you. And I know sometimes it is hard to come from that situation and so much responsibility and so much leadership, so much contribution, to come back here and then you can't even find a job. And that is a tough transition, and people react to that in different ways. And I, for one, think we don't provide enough support and help for that transition. And that doesn't excuse and explain everything that you've done. But I'm not going to be party to those who don't help our men and women make that transition. That help should have been available to you then. I'm going to make it available to you now. I'm going to help you sort this out. I'm going to help you understand by getting you some professional help the error of your ways, the bad decisions. I am then going to get you some professional help to truly get a genuine, non-inflated resume in place. I am going to get you a professional placement and headhunter in position. and I'm going to make every effort to get you a legitimate position with a legitimate organization and get you employed in a proper way with a proper organization so you can hold your head up, look your son in his eye, and have yourself a future where you have a chance to move forward.
I just want to be an open book to him.
And so we're going to start there. Will you take that help from me?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
You'll take that help, and you don't object to have open communication at all times. Now, is there anything else that you've thought of as you're sitting there that you feel like you need to share?
No, my mind is in a whirlwind right now. I can't think of anything. I mean, I feel like I've let it all out on the table.
Okay. All right. Good enough. So we've got a plan for you, right? And you understand what I'm saying. I understand this takes the wind out of your sails, but you've got a choice about how you react to it. You can either say, I'll never trust anybody again. I'm devastated. I'm just going to curl up. Or you can say, look, okay, that happened. I've gone to school on that. It's going to make me stronger, and I'm going to step out and wiser for the journey, and I'm going to play the game.